Welcome to the wonderful world of book mending. Today we're going to apply clear and cloth wings. And the wings are, we use pre-cut shaped wings. These are the clear ones, these are the cloth ones. And the wings go around what's called the head cap here and the tail or end. And that is when the damage here is so extensive that if it continues further, it'll break, the spine will break. So we want to protect those in some way, and there's a variety of ways of applying the wings. So today we're going to show you how to apply the wings when we're not replacing the hinges. When we're rehinging a book, in other words, the whole thing is open, this is out of the way, we apply the wings in a different manner. But today we're going to focus on when the hinges are intact. So for this, we're going to need, this is called cloth tape with a release backing so that it's very easy to get off. Your wings, a pair of small scissors, an X-Acto knife, and then a flat-edged spatula, and we have quite a different grouping of them, and then your trusty bone folder. So the first thing we want to do is determine if the book is a good candidate for applying wings. And the way in which we do that is we take our flat-edged spatula and we insert it between the head cap and the actual text block. And this should go all the way through the entire book, which of course it does. So that's a good candidate because what we're going to do is tuck one part of the wing into that crevice there. So we need to make sure we have a crevice. We're also going to show you how to do ones that don't have a crevice. Like in this case, this one doesn't have a crevice, it's just glued to the back, so we'll show you how to do that one as well. So taking your book, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to trim any loose threads on the book. If you're going to be applying corners, you're going to want to follow the instructions for rounding the corner, and that would be if you need to fill in any color, glue any areas. We're going to be covering roughly about up to here on the book. So if there's anything along these edges that are going to show, we're going to want to make sure that gets filled in if there's any damage. So after you've sealed the edges with a layer of glue, if you need to, touched it up, there is an order to applying everything. So if it needs both wings and corners, if the damage though is so extensive, you're going to want to bypass doing any of the filling in the cover, and we're going to want to use a thin layer of cloth tape cut here. That one goes down first, and then you would apply your corner and then your wing. So let's start with the wing. So with the book facing, with the spine facing away from you and the damaged area straight up, you want to take your wing and we try to match the color. So in this case, we're going to do red. The reason why we have the book facing away from you is it gives you a little more leverage when you're applying the wing. If you do it reverse, what you end up doing is just pushing the book away from you. Now, these are like so sticky. When you peel it off, you want to be very careful not to let them touch, because once they do, it's just a mess. Now, we want to leave about 1 inch sticking above the headpiece there, or if you're doing the tail. So I apply it, I try to do it evenly. It's about 1 inch, so I'm gonna nice and smooth. You know, I like to use my hands. And then we're gonna wanna fit these little guys into the tips of the wings into the gutter. So at that point, I'm gonna kind of straighten this out, and if you can see, I'm gonna use first finger to get it in there. Then I'm gonna use the bone folder, if you can see that, to get it in there, and then smooth it along the edge. Same thing with the other side, so you can see. I'm gonna work that, tuck it right into that area, use my bone folder, smash it in there. Okay, once you've got it on like this, we're gonna make our cuts, because we're gonna need to flip this down into there. So we want to first make cuts where we can see that we're gonna fit it in. So about right here, not quite to the edge there, and about right there. So I'm gonna make my cuts. You can see right there. And make my cuts straight. Okay. Next, I'm gonna open my book and I'm gonna make a notch. So the next thing is you're gonna want to fold it over, and the reason why we cut a notch is otherwise this would go into the text block. So we want it to be just about right up against the gutter. So smooth it out. Now, what we want to do next is we want to round this out and trim it a little bit. Mostly you want to just take off the edges. Okay. So once you have taken off the edges and rounded it a bit, we're going to take our flat edge spatula, and we're going to fold it over. So I'm going to do a little trickiness here. Make sure I get it good on there. And then I'm going to, starting from the middle, is fold it in. Okay, once it's in there and you got it smoothed, voila. Now have a well-protected book. Okay, now if the book is, in this case, as we discussed, where it's glued to the spine, the way you want to apply the wing is roughly in the same manner, in the same position, but in this case, we're going to peel off our wing. Making sure the sides don't touch. And we're going to put the wing exactly up to the edge of the cap. And the same, we're fitting it into the gutters. smoothing it. But in this case, we don't have to cut it. And again, smoothing it down. And this provides a layer of protection for when and it will last a lot longer. Now, for paperback books and books that don't have a book jacket, we would be applying clear wings. And in that case, same thing, we would want to stand the book up, peel your wing off, your clear wing, and in this case though, we don't tuck clear wings over. We just apply them. So there you have it. Make sure you get it good in the gutters. Flip it over. Now, if for some reason, say a children's book, or there's text or graphics, something important where the tip of the wing folds over, what we will do is take an X-Acto knife and trim gently. You would trim this and just pull that off. So only if it's the cloth corners. And that is winging it. And I felt today like we were winging it.